Assalamu alaikum, students. This is Yusra Yameen, and I hope you all are doing great at home. Okay, so today's class is a bit special for all of you because in the beginning we are going to do some activities. Then we'll learn something new in this class. Okay. Before jumping to the actual topic, I want you to look at these three pictures, and the instruction is on the screen. That can you guess the topic of today's class? You have these three images on the screen. Can you tell me that what are we going to learn today? We have a heart, we have some veins and arteries, we have a patch of blood also. So yes, I know that you people can guess the topic very easily. Today we are going to learn about human circulatory system. Yes, human circulatory system. We all know that in our body we have lots of system. They work like a team so that whole human body can survive. So today we are going to discuss human circulatory system in detail. Okay, we will not be having the whole kind of detail in just one class. We have just we have 2 or 3 classes for it. So today we are going to learn about a small chunk of human circulatory system. Okay, first of all, we all have to understand that what is circulatory system and why do we have circulatory system in our body. Like why is it important? So see, can you see this moving train on the right hand side of your screen? Yes, I hope that you all can see it. See, human circulatory system works as a transportation system in our body. As the train or the buses or the other vehicles work, uh, they are the transportation system. They take material or people from one place to another place. Similarly, in the same way, in our body, our blood circulatory system works in the same way. It takes material from one part of our body, and it drops it to the other part of our body. Okay, that's why we call it a transportation system. Okay, because it works like a train or like a bus. It takes one thing from one part and it drops it to the other part of our body. Okay, but the question is that what are those useful material in our which blood circulatory system can circulate. Okay, so those useful materials include oxygen and digested food. We all know that we eat food and it gets digested, but where is it going after digestion? It gets dissolved in our blood, and through blood circulatory system it just goes around our body, and every body part can get the energy from the food. Okay, now as you all know that we have a lot of teams. Okay, and we always appreciate those people who work in teams. Okay, so similarly we have some team members in blood circulatory system also. Okay, but as a science students, we will not say that we have team members. We would say that we have the components. Okay, now whenever I will use the word components, you should understand that I'm talking about team members. Okay, so how many major components do we have? How many main team members do we have in our blood circulatory system? Basically we have 3 main components in our blood circulatory system. Okay, the first one is heart, the second one is blood, the third one is vessels. Okay, heart, blood vessels, and the blood. I'm repeating it once again. We have 3 main components of blood circulatory system. It includes heart, okay, blood, and blood vessels. Further on, we can divide the blood vessels into 3 main things, which are the arteries, veins, and capillaries. We will discuss it in detail, inshallah. Okay, now we need to understand that why do we have these components and what do they do for us? Do they have some particular duties or do they just rest in our body? No, we all know that every body part or every component of our body has a particular function to perform. So let's check it out, that what is the function of our blood. Oh, first of all, before the function, I would like you to look at the right hand side of your screen. Can you see this image? and some of the dots are revolving around the body. Yes, they are just moving around the body. This is the function of blood. See, the blood circulation goes on in the same way. The blood takes the material from one part and it flows around the body and it drops it to the other part of the body. So and the blood circulation takes place in the same way as the dots are moving in our body in this image. Okay, so what is the function of blood? That it takes that it absorbs the material in itself, and it just revolve around the body so that each and every body part can get the enough amount of useful materials. Okay, now function of blood vessels. Now we need to understand first thing, that why do we have all these blood vessels in our body? See, we all say that Allah Ta'ala is the bestest creator. Okay, so he has made our body in such a way that everything is supremely organized. Okay, he has made our body with a perfect organization skills. Okay, so he has given us some tube inside our body. Okay, because if, for example, if we do not have these tubes in our body, so the blood will flow like anything. Okay, so we need for the organized blood circulation, we need some of the tubes in our body, and these tubes are called blood vessels. Okay, so we have two types of blood vessels. You can clearly see it on the screen that we have some red blood vessels and then we have some blue blood vessels. Okay, so red ones are called arteries and the blue ones are called veins. What is the function of our blood vessels? They allow our blood to flow through it. Okay, the blood moves within the tubes called blood vessels. Without these tubes, our blood will not be able to flow in our body. Okay, now next, function of our heart. Okay, what is the function of our heart? First of all, we need to understand that what is it doing in our body. Heart works as a machine. Okay, it never stops. It's a natural machine that never stops. Okay, heart pumps the blood in our body. As for better understanding, we can take the example of motor. Okay, the motor which we use to pump water from underground to our tanks. As we without that motor, we will not be able to to pump water from underground. So we need that motor to get water from underground. Similarly, in our body, heart is that one thing that pumps the blood. You can easily see that in this image there are two chambers basically. Okay, we have four chambers in our heart. Just for now, for your understanding, you can see that two different colors of blood are here. Okay, red and blue. So what is the function of our heart? It pumps the blood through the blood vessels, and without heart we will not be able to pump the blood. Okay, before jumping to the other slide, let's have a quick revision. You need to answer all these three questions. First question is that how many components do we have in our blood circulatory system? Second, what does our blood carry? What does it carry? Third, what is the function of human heart? Okay. Now, after the components, we will take one component and we will study it in detail. Okay. In details mean we will check it out, all the minor details of it. First of all, let's take the blood. We all know that what's the function of blood? That they carry material. The material gets absorbed in it, and the materials get absorbed in it, and it takes it in the whole body. Okay. So similarly, the blood does not work alone. It has a particular team, and and there are four components of blood in our body: red blood cells, platelets, white blood cells, and plasma. I'm repeating it again: red blood cells, platelets, white blood cells, and plasma. Okay. Now let's check that what are these for. Oh, wow, red blood cells. Can you see this image? And red blood and some red discs are just moving in the tube. These are the red blood cells. They move in the similar pattern in our body. And we have various red blood cells in our body. Now let's check out what is the function of it. It carries oxygen and some amount of carbon dioxide as well. See, in our blood, everything is responsible for a particular material. Okay, so what is the function of red blood cells? They take oxygen. Okay, they take oxygen and they just flow. They do not take any other thing. They just take oxygen and some amount of carbon dioxide. Okay, now white blood cells. Can you see this? Something is like moving around. Yes, these are the white blood cells. And what do white blood cells do? They fight against germs. For example, every time we do not get ill, whenever we, for example, I'm eating any unhealthy food, so I don't get ill so frequently. Why? Because I have some soldiers in my body, and these are the white blood cells. They don't allow me to fall sick so frequently. Okay, they fight against my germs. So their duty is to fight against our germs. Okay, now platelets. Can you, in this image, can you see the yellow dots? Yes, these are the platelets. Okay, and what do? They help in the blood, they help our blood to clot. Okay, and to heal wounds. For example, if we get any injury, so after some time our injury gets healed on its own. Why? Because we have some platelets in our body, and they just heal our injuries. Okay, and what is the second function of platelets? It helps the blood to clot. And what do I mean by clot? See this image. See, as sometimes we get, you can see that sometimes we get a minor cut or a bigger one, but after some time the blood just freezes on the injury, right? This freezing position is called clotting. Okay, we would not say that, oh, my blood has been freezed. No, we would say that the blood has been clot. Okay, clotted. So this is called blood clotting. And who does it for us? Platelets do it for us. Okay, now plasma. In this image, can you see this liquid, yellow liquid falling around? Yes, this is plasma. Plasma is the liquid substance of our blood. Okay, and what does it take with it? It takes digested food and carbon dioxide. Okay, so let's revise. Red blood cells, what do they carry? They carry oxygen and some amount of carbon dioxide with them. White blood cells, what do? They just fight against the germs. They are the soldiers of our body. Platelets, it helps the blood to clot and to heal wounds. Okay, and we all know now what is clotting. Okay, we all know. Then the last is plasma. Plasma is the liquid substance of our body, and it transports the digested food and carbon dioxide. Okay, this is the summary of today's lecture. Okay, I hope you all know the functions and the components. Inshallah, in the next class we will take blood vessels and we will study it in detail. Okay, so till then, Allah Hafiz.